Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome back. Hi, Twitch, to another episode of Injustice, a Second Star Studios production of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We are joined by our illustrious cast of incredible characters and mediocre players. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and hop into it tonight. We are getting to something of a story beat, so I'm gonna have a volunteer to give us a brief, and I mean brief, because not a whole lot actually happened last session, recap. I believe that Kai, Oleander,
Weird.
or Tophoros is in rotation.
I can give one.
Excellent. I nominate Jerry.
So, last time, it was the 25th day of Siren in 3023, which was Heaven's Day. We were in the process of exiting the cave of the Cendivore Steps. We learned that Molly does not just have the tiny hut spell that he can cast every night. He only had a scroll, which was unfortunate. We stopped at the edge of the forest for the night, and we discussed a plan of action while we were before we get to this state. And that plan of action generally revolved around learn about the history of the vertices, gain mastery of the abilities, learn what dangers we're in. And then we had some conversations about some things. Tophoros asked the party if any of them had any children. Then we went on watches. The first watch was Sari and Vest. Second watch was Oleander and Kajani. Third watch is Tophoros and Kai. And as we started our watch, we were attacked by a giant tick. Well, and it became more than one giant tick. And then upon doing that, we left for the day and we reached the Manigaul estate. Did I miss anything?
That's better than I would have done.
Nope, that is great, all true and accurate. Sorry, I was having a bite of.
So we had a full day travel from the tick incident.
It is nearly 3 o'clock. The time should be accurate here.
Okay.
On your
So then,
Really?
scenes.
my question goes back then: should we still be drained?
You will only have been drained if you did not receive healing of some kind. Healing removes the drained condition, unless it's an asymbosum.
That's not true. I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
That was bleeding that we talked about.
I know.
Like Okay.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
We talked with the asymbosums. We had to make up a way to do it.
That's because the asymbosums have a particular kind
Yeah.
of drain.
But that was the kind of
When a creature successfully drains you of blood, life force become less healthy. Drained always includes a value. Take a status penalty to your constitution-based checks. Each time you get a full night's rest, you reduce your drained value by 1. There may be a specific thing to the ticks.
Are you at your computer, Sid?
Yeah.
What camera? What camera do?
I have it not showing me because I'm eating.
Ah. He's invisible.
Oh, blood drain. The giant tick uses its hypostome to drain blood from the creatures it's attached to. This deals X damage, and the tick gains temporary hit points. A creature that has its blood drained by a giant tick is drained 1 until it receives healing of any kind or any amount.
Got
it. So all of you should be removed of your drained condition.
I think we did talk about that.
Standard rules of drained. It's built into the tick stat block. So It's around 3:30 in the afternoon, as I mentioned, when you all do appear here at the edge of the Rainbow Cliff Falls. Let me actually show you kind of on the map. You can see the way that this river comes across the highest plateau and drops straight down this cliff face. That's effectively where you're at. You're at the base of this waterfall. And that is also where the Manigaul estate is located. That's what this image is depicting. As you, yes.
Before we get super into it, just want to remind everybody to put your armor back on, because it was removed during the night fight. If you did,
That is true.
If
that's true. I went in and removed that from your characters because it's not reasonable for you to have slept in them. But obviously, when you do your morning preparations and get going, make sure you've got everything equipped. Hold on a second. I have to go yell at my woozle.
Removed them from our characters. Didn't even just unequip them.
I just unequipped them.
Well, I don't have armor anymore.
Mine was under containers for some reason.
Let's check my backpack. Open.
It does contain you.
It is in my container.
Yeah, armor technically is a container. It contains your body.
Person container, yeah.
Warren.
I hate it when I lend my friends my containers and I never get them back.
What about when you forget your containers and then we just forget to exchange it a few times and then you finally get it back?
That's the best.
Very specific situation.
I have
and it's fine.
I have a black Hager container that William let me borrow once. Probably about 3 years ago.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that container. Got it. The actual, not the containers.
Yeah.
The
Right.
Yes, in this case, I'm referring to a jacket.
Yes.
My woozle is
I
barking
think
at the squirrels.
I think at some point I realized that I also had a jacket of yours, and you like pointed it out to me and was like, "Hey, I have this one of yours somewhere. Is this fine?"
Yeah. So, as you arrive here at this scene, there is a long queue of the most random assortment of individuals lined up from the base of the stair all the way to the main entrance to the Manigaul estate beneath the cathedral-like stained glass there. Your traveling companion, Mally, is giddy with excitement as he sees the estate in its glory finally appear around the bend by someone? William.
Mason.
No.
Mason. Okay. Well. Yeah. So he kind of like looks back at you, makes some quick and simple thank yous and goodbyes, hopes to see you around, before he rushes up and gets in line. It may be your intention to also get in line, which would be kind of those awkward, okay, see you later, and then you walk in the same direction situations. But that is what you see at first here when you are first given a view of the estate.
Do I see an entrance that is maybe for business callers other than those who wish to become an apprentice?
From your vantage here, you do not see another entrance to the estate that would not require you to fly up. There does appear to be a path that goes around to your left. There's like a couple of bridges in the distance over here, to the left along the ground, but that path kind of winds out of sight. It may or may not lead to another entrance of the estate.
Does there
as a
appear to be
reminder-
anybody Oh,
I'm sure
go
that you guys know where this is, but the image for it is in chat for Foundry.
Does there appear to be anybody at the top of the stairs that appears official looking?
Yeah, indeed.
Who's directing traffic?
There is someone directing traffic, although they really just appear to be taking notes of every individual that approaches, and allowing them into the main building as they, like, I don't know, probably taking information like name, rank, specialties, any kind of notes that they wanted to add. What have you done?
Okay, sorry, last question. Oh, that's not good, me.
Yeah.
Not good.
In your browser, you may want to turn off hardware acceleration in your Chrome settings.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, Cameron.
Does the queue appear to be moving at a reasonable pace?
Yeah.
Okay, Vestron just goes
reasonable. Yeah,
right
it's
behind Mally.
okay. Yeah, walking right up. Mally looks around. Oh, great to see you again.
Yeah.
Really awkward. I just said goodbye.
Yeah. Well, this seems to be the only way in, so I thought.
True. I think this is probably the candidate pool, if I had to guess.
Yes. Well, I don't very much want to be attacked, appearing to be cutting in line. So
It's probably quite wise.
we'll get to the top. We'll get to the top eventually and tell them what our business is about.
What's everyone else have any in particular?
They always love a queue in Bangladesh, so I'll be queuing.
Sarajan would be looking at the guards to see if he could see how many they are, and maybe
No guards.
nope. No guards.
You see no guards.
I'm actually looking for people watching us.
Okay.
Looking for people who are watching us, I should say.
It's like, this is gonna be a weird comparison. It's like standing in line to get into Comic-Con. There's just a bunch of really weird people in line ahead of you, from all kinds of walks of life and various interests. And but some of them are looking at you. They're just as curious as you are, looking around. But nobody appears to just be like infatuated with you, or particularly
anyone
interested.
anyone that I ever make eye contact with, I then keep eye contact until they look away.
Okay. And even as you and Vestron get into line, is everyone else kind of gonna get in line, or are you hanging back?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Even as you kind of rush to get in line, a couple of other individuals walk out from various paths, gravel roads, and ways that lead to the Manigaul estate, and they too come and get into line. Like I said, it appears to be moving at a relatively reasonable pace. Yeah, you don't see any guards, no official-looking characters at all, with the exception of the young woman who is taking names at the door itself. But people appear to be in orderly fashion.
Vestron is making small talk with the people who are joining the line. Where are you from? Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Road.
really interesting
What's your major?
collection of people from all over Vaonaya. These ones in particular are from the next kind of closest city, which is on the same plateau as Manigaul Estate. But it's actually the only city on the Rainbow Falls Plateau itself, but it's further south. I did have that written down, but I seem to have misplaced it. There's a city to the south. Take my word for it.
Cool.
Yeah, and as you make your way up the line, up the stairs, eventually you get to the top. The young woman who's taking notes on a legal pad, it looks like, has a quill and ink. Mally provides his name, as well as he says he's got a focus in conjuration and transmutation. Gives his age, which is 104, and is invited into the hall. That brings up Vesrin next. Welcome, madam. May I have your
Thank
name, please?
Oh, my name is Vesrin Quinn.
Is that the name you want to give?
Nope.
Okay.
My name is. Sorry.
You're fine.
My name
yeah,
is. My name is Hyacinth Bouquet.
Welcome, Hyacinth. So glad that
Bouquet
you've got
is,
interest in.
Bucket. It's spelled like bucket, I know.
Hyacinth Bouquet. A lovely name. Thank you for your interest in apprenticeship under Master Lurquin.
I'm sorry. Let me stop you there. We actually are not interested in apprenticing. We had a business that we hoped we could see the master of the estate for.
Oh. I'm afraid everyone in the estate is all hands on deck for this apprentice business.
Yes, well, we were told that our particular issue could only be remedied by Manigaul himself. I understand that this is a busy time for the estate.
She gets a little bit of ink on her face. She's. I'll send you with the other applicants if you let. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let's see here. What's her sigil number?
Her her sigil is hidden.
That's pretty rude.
Probably.
Vesrin.
Also makes sense though.
I can send you the other applicants. When you speak with Kyle for the first screening, let him know why you're here. Perhaps we can speed things along. Otherwise, I'm afraid that Manigaul only meets on appointment. It's quite possible you could get a date set during your visit this time and come back when that date has arrived.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Elena.
Elena. I notice you have your sigil hidden. That's not really typical around these parts.
It's not, but it might be intimidating to applicants coming to apprentice.
Sorry, it's funny.
Well, I'm just curious.
What is Elena's ancestry by chance?
It's over 9,000!
Seeing as how we aren't actually applying for the apprenticeship, I doubt that we'll be intimidated.
She looks at all the people in line behind you who have view of her still. Elena is a. I imagine her being human, but I don't want to oversaturate humans. Elena is a dwarf.
Okay.
Kind of tall for a dwarf, and a little slender, but she's dwarven woman.
And honestly, if they're intimidated by a sigil, would they make good apprentices anyway?
Possibly. It's just a number.
Well, carries some significance in this nation, don't you think?
She turns on her sigil. It is a 48.
Okay. Ah, excellent.
She turns it off.
Um, I apologize if I came across as rude.
Not at all.
It's helpful to know one's standing.
You think that?
Perhaps
Now,
perhaps
if you
my
would-
lady could remember who sent us for this appointment. And he kind of nudges Vesper.
Wasn't it, sorry, above table?
This
Didn't
might
we
be an
find out
opportunity
about
for you
this?
to be a little bit deceptive. Yes, you found out about it from Ganyan, but Ganyan
That's what I was
knew-
going to say.
Yeah,
And
Ganyan
about it
knew
because of
who
Cataphias.
Manigaul was because of Cataphias. Yes.
Okay, so Ganyan told us, and you would like me to
Hmm,
tell her
no,
that
no.
Cataphias sent us.
I don't know. You guys aren't telepathic. Take what?
Yeah, that's the
Whatever
difficult
you would
part because
hear.
I can't. I
Whatever
mean,
you
take what? Yeah, whatever Kijani said, whatever that means to you. I think Kijani is trying to convince you to name drop, but this is your opportunity to. You'll need to improvise that sort of social.
oh my. Oh, by the way, my number is not shown, but my number is never shown unless we have to show them. Heads up.
So mine's the lowest number, and then we have one that isn't shown.
So, okay, then, when is the next available appointment with Manigaul?
I don't keep his books. You can ask
Let's just,
Kyle.
let's just get in and stop on.
Very well.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Your names, please. Your names,
Yeah.
one at a time. Thank you. And we can skip past this. I assume that everybody provides their cover name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As
Go
long
ahead.
as Sari doesn't go first, yes.
I give the name of the guy that we talked to a second ago. Just kidding.
Sorry, what was her name again? I apologize.
Elena.
Elena.
Elena. Spelled as one would expect.
Of course. Why not, Cameron?
I spelled it Elena.
Oh, I spelled it Alaina.
That's also not what I would have expected.
You know, I'm gonna go with yours, Cameron, just so that when we mention if we write the name down, we don't get
Together, like
confused.
to each other.
Yeah, we're like, hey, by the way, who's that? Who's that? Elena? No.
Vesperin says, "My lady Elena, thank you very much for your time." And she strolls by.
Please, yes. If you'll head straight through the foyer, and into the ballroom. Kyle is doing preliminary screenings. Try not to draw any attention as you're kind of skipping in line.
Oh,
next,
very
please.
That actually
Vesperin follows the directions
Yeah.
into the ballroom.
All right, excellent. Yep, you enter into the estate itself. There's a fine foyer. Everything is eloquently crafted from stone and marble tile. You pass through the doors indicated by her into a large ballroom. That will look
Vesperin,
similar.
while we're walking to this chamber, kind of walks up next to Kijani and says, "Do you really think that Ganyan has that much pull here?"
Kijani kind of squints. No, Vesperin, I do not. I meant for you to say Cataphias' name. The other Venara that may be familiar to the Nagasi, who is older than the country is.
But would Elena be familiar with her?
She might not, but
She is
Kyle
probably
might
just a
be.
messenger. I mean, once these things get put on the books, I do not know.
Exactly. I think that she's just a messenger, and we have the better chance through here than trying to convince her to get us something that she wasn't going to give us anyway.
An excellent
I
idea,
think that is the
Kijani.
only way that we, I mean, maybe not to her, but I think that,
Oh, yeah. I just think that she was the wrong path there.
sure. Who are we going to see that could get us any closer?
Well, Kyle, presumably.
Literally, what we're waiting to do.
As
But are we...
the
I thought he was...
6 of you enter
Yeah.
the room
That's what he's
here.
doing, but he's also. This is the only way to meet with him. So
You all might recognize this scene. I've used this art before.
I do recognize.
We played chess here.
We did mentions here in
This
11th
was much
tournament.
scarier the last
Made
time we were here.
Darren really mad, dude.
We can play chess again, Sid.
We're
This was
not.
pre-tour, so
Can we play
this is
chess
new to
again?
me.
We will not.
This wasn't pre-tour.
Yes,
I may not have been there then, but
Was
I don't
it like
recognize this.
just pre-tour? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
because
Yeah,
this was right before we busted him out of that. What you call it?
I knew we were in the.
This was in Feyre. You were
yeah.
going to meet with the Fae who would ultimately almost kill you.
Finvara.
Yes. Yes. Anyways, you all arrive here in the ballroom. You hear a voice call from further into the chamber. Please approach.
Can I tell where the voice is coming from?
Yeah, like over here.
Okay. I walk out. God damn it! I can't walk down the fucking stairs. Okay.
As you reach the bottom of the stairs, the floor dissolves, leaving beneath it a span of infinite starscape. Across the chamber from you, there is a boy. Let's see here. Scene here. View character art. Show the player.
Hey, did you know if you hover over?
I did know that.
Just want to put on the record that I didn't say it this time. Just, no, nothing other. I just wanted it to be noted that it wasn't me.
His name is Grigori. Yes. Well, that's
No.
what up underneath.
No, his name's Kyle.
Oh.
Kyle
My-
is Grigori
my
is Kyle and
My bad.
VOC.
Russian.
Kyle.
So, are we saying that one of the three prodigal princesses, one of them is a 12-year-old?
It appears that way.
Gotcha. Okay. Great. And his number's like 72,000. And okay. All right.
Have we discussed if there's an upper limit to the numbers?
There, there's theoretically not a limit,
Oh, I see. Okay.
but there are practical limits.
Sounds
I
like
see.
quitter talk.
So yes, sorry.
Vestrin sighs and sort of rolls her eyes and says, "I'm sorry." Calls because it's like I don't know how far away.
Some distance, yes. Some significant distance.
100 feet. She calls to Kyle and says, I apologize. Are you Kyle?"
I am.
no, he's a kid.
We were sent in here, but we are not actually, how to put this delicately? We're not trying to become apprentices. We have business with Manigaul that we would like to be seen to urgently, if that's possible.
Make a diplomacy check.
They're in alphabetical order. That makes sense. Private. Sorry, I never know which one to do.
Blind.
Yes.
Blind.
Blind. Wait. Blind GM roll, not private GM roll. Lo siento.
Just do it.
I would like to use a hero point for this also.
Okay, then you can roll again.
Um,
and we'll take the higher.
Okay.
Jerry, make sure you add your hero point from the session recap if you haven't done so.
Oh. Do we add experience too? Is that something?
Yes, 10
or is it-
points of experience.
Gotcha. Okay.
While he's doing that, can I like try to see if this is an illusion on the floor? Like, is that a thing?
Yes. Make a perception check. I think that's not the way illusions work, but we're gonna play it this way for now, and I'll look it up later.
Can I have one of those?
Are we all
Yes.
perceiving simultaneously? Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Perception.
Thank you.
Wow. You guys can't roll to save your lives. Okay.
Or is this for saving our lives?
Well,
Not really to
maybe.
save my life. Hopefully.
If I am, I might
I would like to
consider
use my
using a
hero
hero
point if
point.
so. I just
I thought I was just looking at
I'll-
something.
Yeah.
I'll save it for heroic recovery when I die from this, inevitably.
Veteran.
Apparently.
Sorry, not veteran. Not Kai. Not. I didn't get one from
What roll is
Kijani.
this?
It's a perception check. Kijani, look around.
Plants do
Oh.
not have eyes typically.
Yes, Kijani and Topros and Saradwin are all able to recognize that this is some sort of illusory kind of terrain. It does appear to perfectly mimic the night sky from this sort of hemisphere, probably at this time of year. But it is illusory and would be safe to traverse.
Kijani will walk up next to Vesrin and go, take a step. You should be the first one, but you will be safe. I'll be right behind you.
How did my diplomacy check go?
It went well.
Okay. Vesrin,
He will, in response to your question, your statement.
Yeah, sorry.
So you're here to see Manigaul. That doesn't change the routine very much. Please approach.
very well. I'm trying to, but it says token collide. Oh, there it goes. Okay, thank you.
It may not let you off of the triggering plate.
it does not actually.
Oops.
Kijani
And
is
is-
keeping
and
up
is
with
it-
your
trapped?
Vesrin as best as possible.
It's okay. And it's okay. He doesn't say anything when we. Like, I was also making sure he doesn't want.
Yeah, he glides forward.
I meant that we were all coming at once.
Yes.
No,
She
that
said,
was a problem.
Please.
Purpose needs to be lifted.
Yep.
Topros, God damn it.
Tophosphorus. Tophosphorus.
He reaches into his robes and pulls out a deck of cards. So you're here to see Manigaul. He lays 6 cards out just in the air, kind of floating in front of him on an invisible table.
Yes, we would like to see Manigaul.
Okay. Did all of you have something show up on your...
Deals.
Here we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh, and
That's interactive.
when you
Is this
move the
Yu-Gi-Oh?
cursor, it moves. Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh.
Is this
Oh, I
that
understand.
card thing that I saw like on advertised on this like forever ago that I've never seen used?
I clicked and it went away and I'm
This
sad. And now I just see all
is-
the cursors going and it's really
I
funny.
don't see anything. I see it just that. Dealt
Well,
6
yeah,
cards.
now I don't want to click. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah,
I have
don't
a
click.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Are the cards laid out like in a line, like next to each other, or was one dealt to each one of us?
They are laid out in a line just like you see here on the screen, I think. If this is how
I
it's
only
done.
see
see anything
one
on the
really,
screen.
really large card.
Yeah, I see one really large one.
I don't see one anymore because I got rid of mine as a
I also
reminder.
don't see it on the stream, so I have no idea what this looks like.
If you put your cursor on the card, it has a glow light.
This is true.
Yeah, Adrian, don't you see that? I'm gonna click it.
I saw something show up in the chat that I can't interact with, but I never saw it.
Yes, indeed.
I'm
Oh,
gonna click on party.
I clicked it and I don't like it. I think mine did the right thing.
Oh no! I clicked mine as well.
Are we supposed to click on the card?
What did you?
Sure. I'm trying to make it show up for chat.
I got 13. Did you get 13?
I also got 13.
Like,
Okay.
I'm
Alright,
now
okay.
afraid. I'm now
I got
afraid to click
nothing.
on it.
It's gonna be 13, Jared.
But should I click on it now? Like we.
Yeah, click
Yeah,
it.
you do not have sufficient
need-
permission to view the
I
card
need-
stack. That's the same thing I got.
Okay.
It may work for you. It may not. It worked for some of us.
Oh no!
Okay, so I'll flip these up because I need to be able to do this in
I don't like it.
over here.
I will. It's animated, so this won't be. It won't have the same effect, but I will.
You don't have sufficient permissions to view this card stack? Yeah, you do. Party.
Oh gosh.
Configure ownership. Chat. Should be an owner. Save changes.
I also don't have permission. That was
I'll just call each of these cards to the chat, and I'll turn it off of invisibility here. Public.
Should I click off of the card? Will that?
Yes, clicking off the card will make it go away.
Okay.
Also, clicking the card again will make it flip back over, and you can
Yes,
keep
that's
flipping
true.
it back and
That's
forth.
true.
I
I
wish
found
that
that.
did it for me, but instead it went away.
Wait, you guys got.
Unhappy AJ noises.
That's right.
At least he's.
Here, I'll show you what we saw.
I don't know how to do this for the chat. I just want it to be visible to everyone.
This is going to be in Discord. Once I figure out where I saved it.
In Discord.
Found it. Maybe. There we go. Here's what 13 is.
Oh, that's good.
I don't like that actually.
So actually, as each of you interacts with these, I'm gonna have to do it this way, which is fine. I'm gonna put them in the chat. There are 6 of them.
Are there 6 of us?
Yes.
Okay.
As he lays these
I
out.
can see the animated big versions.
Yeah. You should be able to click
I
on
don't
it. Click on it in
No, I can't. I can see it moving the little.
Oh, it doesn't
the.
do
You
it.
can't
Oh,
click
that's
on
cool.
the picture.
Yeah, click on the
I
picture.
mean, I can click on the picture. It doesn't do anything.
Oh, that's
Oh, when I click on the picture, yeah, it pulls it up. Let's go. That's nice.
It just doesn't do that
Yeah.
for chat.
Oh, it's click and drag that closes it if you drag too, like, aggressively. I see. I was just aggressive.
Anyways, these are laid out in front of you. As they flip over, there is in fact one of them for each of you. As he looks at each of you and flips them over. I wanted it to be like lay them all out interactively. You guys flip them over, but it didn't work out that way. As he looks at Kai, he turns over the 13, the death card. Interesting. And you can see in the chat here, there's an ideal. There's some kind of text around that. He kind of pushes it towards you, Kai. He flips over. The next one he flips over, I'm going in reverse order, is the sun. He looks at Kijani.
Mhm.
As he flicks over the Hanged Man, he looks at Oleander. As he turns over Strength, he looks at Vesrin. The Chariot is for Saradwin. And Tovaros gets the Magician, which kind of makes him chuckle when he turns that over and looks at you.
Yeah.
Um,
Topros also looks like. Okay, this is how we know this is not
At
real.
the same
Okay.
at the same time, if you look at it though, if you read what the magician says,
yeah,
100%.
Everyone has the resources they need. They just have to look inward to see them. No one is better suited to meet my needs than me. I am reticent to ask for help even in my direst need.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to be super accurate. Like, don't tell me about my life before I tell me about my life. Okay.
He looks over the cards. This is quite a spread.
Thank you.
He puts away these cards and pulls out another deck, much larger, identical backs. I feel compelled. Let's see.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. What's happening here?
I'm glad
It's
you
a
volunteered.
card reading.
Pick a card. Any card. He displays out all 56 cards in this fan.
Vesrin chooses number 42.
Okay. uh, in reality, I'm just gonna randomly pick one from the.
I'm fine.
No. Sid, you're getting number 42.
Deal one, top one to the party. So he flips it over. I still don't know how to make this show up to everyone. Which is frustrating. I should have done more. I'm sorry, guys. I should have done more work on
Work.
the cards module and how it works. I have no idea. Show two players. This one you should be able to. If
Oh, wow.
it's not face up, it should be.
Fun fact, if you were already managed to figure out how to pull it up yourself and had it pulled up, and Sid showed it to you, you have two of them at the same time.
Oh.
Neato.
That is cool. This is the Six of Wands. Let's see here. I also thought that it would have this information that I need to tell you right here on the card, and it does not. Here we go.
I accidentally called something to the chat. To the
I
game
disagree.
master?
When you try to open it up, I think it's self or blind or something
Yeah, I don't see anything.
with the cards.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I lied.
At least I also did that, but it said two game masters, so I didn't sweat it.
Yeah, I see those actually. The Six of Wands: recognition, reputation, pride, victory, fame. As you hold it, you can keep this card. You innately realize that it can be used as a spell scroll of the first level spell, Charm.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Sure.
Oh, Death himself. Pick a card.
Wow.
Well, if you're gonna die, you might as well pick the card, right?
Indeed.
Argue with that logic.
Rando grab. Activate.
That's right. What bothers me is there's no way for me to look at the details that I have here. This is frustrating. I should have done this better. You guys don't care.
I think this is great.
You're too kind. Alright, let's randomly deal from the minor arcana.
Randomly deal from the minor arcana.
Deal to the party one card at random.
Deal to the party with card at random.
I would also like to.
Okay.
I will as well.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, we're all doing this.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll do them
in
one
case
at
there
a
was
time
any.
then. This is
Yeah, I was
Kai.
about to say, if there was any curious, I think that I'll go ahead and make it.
The Four
Or
of
swords.
Swords. Let me tell you what that does. Actually, I'll roll everyone's. No, because they don't mean anything to you until I tell you what they do. Hold on.
Please hold.
And it would be easier to keep track of if you go ahead and.
Yeah, you can put it on your character sheet. The swords. 4?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. You are innately aware that this card can be used to cast a spell, like a spell scroll, without requiring any kind of special. It's as if you can use trick magic item. You can activate this spell. No one else can. The thing that is important about this one is that all you really know about it is that you are not yet strong enough to use it. I'll tell you that you should go ahead and mark this as the Four of Swords, and also in your character sheet mark it as a level 4 item. When you reach level 4, you'll be able to use this and find out what it does.
How do I just custom item?
Yes, custom item.
Okay. Cool.
I'm sure if you guys looked at it, the text for this are self-care, rest, meditation, pause, relaxation.
I don't know if it was revealed to us. Now I can
The
see.
card is, but not the description.
Yeah, I don't think that we get the.
I see the description.
It should be in chat.
Nope.
If you
Nope.
So if you click in the chat, if you click on the little party box, it should pop up a little window
Uh-huh.
that has all the party's things. If you click on the symbol, it should pull it up, and in doing so, if you close it, it should pull it in the chat for you.
Ah,
all
I
true.
see that the closed thing
Okay.
is what I had not gotten to yet.
Indeed. All right.
I'm gonna shove it in my non-Euclidean space.
Okay. Yeah, great.
Non-Euclidean space.
And that brings us to Oleander took his card next. So I will roll one of these at random. Deal 1 to the party and random. Deal.
1 damage to the whole party?
No, 1 to the party at random. So only one of us takes it.
The 2 of Swords.
Man, she blindfolded.
Choices: denial, information overload, stalemate, need to face fear. You guys are pulling a lot of the sword suit. What level are you
Anyone can
guys?
draw. 2.
2. Similar to Chokai's, this card would allow you to cast a spell without having to trick it. No one else can do so, but it will cast the mirror image spell.
Ooh.
So hang on to that. Once and then consumed, I should say.
Mhm. It's like a spell scroll without the.
In that way, yes.
Yeah.
Who pulled next?
I can.
Okay. Kijani, deal 1 to the party. Random. Oh.
Oh.
The King of Coins. Forgot what I put on this one.
Johnny gets rich.
The billion coins.
You can put this in your inventory. It is it will be available to you at level 3.
Oh. I don't know why that didn't do it.
So you have
What
to
was
make
the
a
Two of
custom
Swords?
item.
I need to make a custom.
What was the Two of Swords?
Mirror image.
Mirror image.
Mirror image. Thank you.
Are you sure that this isn't level 2 as well? This isn't like next level as well? It's a rank 2 spell, so I don't think that we have access to those yet. I think
Oh,
that
it's
it
a
should
rank
be
2 spell. Yes.
Yeah.
So level
Yeah, so
3.
this is also
Yes.
yeah.
Level 3. Right, you are.
I looked it up. I was like, ooh, that seems like. It's like I'll take it, but I don't think so.
How do I open it so I can make a custom item and see what it does?
So I just hit the plus button on the consumables tab and wrote
Just
Two
make
of
a custom
Swords.
item and type it in. Yeah, Two of Swords available at level 3.
Oh, we don't get to know.
Yeah, if we
That's
don't,
it.
yes, I happen to know because he told me because we
I-
missed it. But like,
It's a
Yeah.
rank 1 spell. I didn't realize I had put the ranks in here instead of the level that I wanted you to know them at. So I messed up on that. But, who's next?
I'll go.
Tofros. Deal 1 to the party. Random.
This 7 of swords.
7 of Swords. Drawing a lot of swords. This will be available to you at... Oh no, this is available now. Same features. You can cast it without tricking magic item. This will cast the Pass Without Trace spell
Okay.
that only you can activate. I believe we have Saradwin?
Yep.
2, 5. Saradwin is the last one. Alright. Deal to party.
Sarajin will walk up and grab the last card, put it in the first position, and then grab a random card out of the middle.
You pull the Ace of Swords. The RNG really likes the sword suit. This is unknown item available at level 3.
Roger.
Ace of Swords available level 3. As you finish, each of you drawing your card, So I wasn't mistaken. Everyone feeling okay?
should we not?
No worse than normal.
Like flip
No
the card
better than
and show him
normal.
that, like, Should this
The
have
minor
hurt us?
arcana can be very dangerous. Deadly even. Not that I would allow you to come to harm. It seems all of you have drawn cards.
I look and see that I lose in the game of high card and don't say anything.
Yeah, because there's a king of coins and an ace of... Well, ace might be one.
I have a 2. No, I have the 2 of of swords.
I don't even know. Wait here a moment. I promise not to make you wait for long. He turns around and runs up the stairs, opens this door at the back of the hall. Just a couple of inches, and slips through and closes it behind him, leaving you all in silence here for a moment.
What is happening?
Oh,
I'm glad that you just enjoy it, right? You know.
I'm gonna just not think about the fact I pulled the death card. Thoughts?
well, he pulled it for you.
I mean,
There is
that's
that.
sure,
That's
but it was
true.
assigned to me, so
That's fair.
I mean, everyone dies eventually.
I mean, sure.
Not entirely sure.
I didn't actually read out all of the qualities. I will for death though, because it can be misconstrued. Everything ends. Resistance is useless. I respect those who are willing to be transformed by even the most difficult circumstances. However, I can become overwhelmed by sweeping change to the point of paralyzation.
Can we read what the other cards
Yeah,
say?
they're all here in
What
chat.
each
I'm happy to
one?
read them out loud though. The Chariot.
not
This
the-
is Ceridwen?
What cards that you drew for us after?
Yeah.
They're not in the chat for me. I see
Oh.
the
They
original
won't, but you have
cards.
to click party and then click on your item, and
I
then
can
once you click away
reveal-
from the card.
Yeah, I can reveal the one that I can reveal one of each to everyone. That's the Four of Swords. That's the Six
Yeah,
of
but I
Wands.
did that. Clicking on my item does nothing.
Two of Swords.
King of-
It should pull up the image for you, and then you close the image, and then it should be in the chat.
The King of Coins. The Seven of Swords. The Ace of Swords. Okay, there should be one copy of every in the chat now. Kijani, the King of Coins is quality over quantity, bounty, leadership, empire, providing. The Seven of Swords, which is Tofros' Pass Without Trace, is secrets, cunning, stealth, theft, deceit. And
Yeah.
the Ace of Swords is truth, communication, new idea, epiphany, assertion.
Choices, denial, information overload, stalemate, and need to face fear.
That's the Two of Swords.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. A couple moments pass. The door opens again. He reappears. My colleague, Mr. Loquen, would like to meet with you. He's in the room just beyond. I know you aren't here to seek apprenticeship with him. Just trust me. Would you please?
Very well. We'll follow your lead.
I'm sorry, there seems to be something preventing me. Do you snap your fingers or something, or?
Shouldn't be anything preventing you. Oh, there is actually a wall there. You're just running into it.
It's just this really weird force. I don't know.
It keeps saying me something about my token has an error. I'm really confused.
I don't know what that
would-
means.
I would be too.
There's no active combat encounter.
That's also accurate, and you better hope there doesn't, because these.
You better hope there doesn't.
Yeah. You better hope there doesn't. That's the only warning you're gonna get. You enter into a long hall. Fantastical
You mean a black
statues.
screen?
No, it's coming. Are you on this scene?
Oh. Oh, I
But
see
we
it now.
surely- Yeah.
There's Dargans.
You enter
Ah,
into a
nice.
long hall.
Is
Before
that
you,
a family tree on the ground?
there is something like a genealogy of dragons laid out on a long runner carpet that leads to the end of the chamber. which
Do any of
terminates-
them look like the dragon that we saw in the stair?
Sure.
Wait.
This guy looks like me and Vesper.
Do all of them look like the one?
Creatures, fantastical statues that look almost like taxidermy, like real. Could be taxidermy, as well as skeletons of unusual creatures are laid out on display on either side of the room. As I mentioned, the room does terminate at a large desk surrounded by two workstations. You can hear the sounds of bubbling potions and decanters, distilled items. On the far wall at the end of the room, you can see specimens of creatures contained within brass-bound glass containers and glass jars that climb the walls, and an enormous fossil erected hanging from the ceiling that frames the man who is sitting behind the desk sipping tea and casually reading a page of notes as you all enter. You can see the character Kemmler Loquin. I'll go ahead and pull view character art. Show to players. As you approach, Kemmler calls back to Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. I won't see anyone else today. Tell everyone to just call it a night. Thank you. He looks a little bit dejected, like, I don't work for you, dude. Like, leaves. Please. Kyle tells me that you are something of an oddity. You're not here to win my favor, impress me. Let's start with introductions. I'm Kemmler Loquin. May I have your names?
My
name is- Oh.
Hyacinth Bouquet.
Indeed.
I am Narcisco Antonov.
I'm happy to say that you guys give him all of your correct names if you want to just do that.
Yeah.
Mason, did you need to stop before? Or did you want me
Yes,
to
I
put
was
you back?
observing the.
Oh, okay. You're all the way over
I
here.
also, Idani is like taking more time to like look at every single dragon on this thing and see if
Okay.
he recognizes like, because the horn structure on that one was very.
I would say if I
Notable.
had to try and make these two pieces of art, which were not even drawn by the same artist, yes, they were actually, but make these things kind of fit into the canon of the story, that this is probably the closest.
Kijani's just gonna be staring at it and then come back to reality and be like, oh, okay, and like run to the rest.
You hear like a bird whistle when I get to the top of the stairs.
Like a nightingale.
No, not like a
Specifically
nightingale.
not like a nightingale. Like Kijani just hears two percuss and go,
Just like a nightingale. It's a very easy bird call to emulate on a whim.
and when it comes time to give the name for Kijani, he will say,
Just running up.
yeah, I am Gigi Longroot, at least for your ears.
I see.
Veston says, Jesus fucking Christ.
I do not know this deity.
Or some colloquial ancient deity of the age. Kemmler puts down his pages in his teacup, kind of stands at his desk. I'm told that you each pulled cards from the Harrow. Or rather, the Harrow volunteered a card for each of you. Highly uncommon. Maybe one in 100 people can convince the Harrow to identify them with a card. All 6 of you.
Just pulled one.
And then I'm led to believe that you all pulled from the minor arcana, and you all still have your limbs and sanity.
For the most part,
That
at least.
isn't necessarily true. Jury's still out on some of us.
Was that a plant joke? I do not have limbs.
Oleander like actually does that like.
Sargent breaks.
They are regular
That's right.
hands and feet.
Veston cracks a smirk.
Indeed, no, I meant no disrespect.
Good.
Don't know what. Not sure of the colloquialism for your, how you would call your, in Beosi.
It's fine.
Yes, well,
you're good.
There's a not small chance that he knows exactly what he's doing. So
Quite
you can
right.
see that Kemmler Loquin
Probably can't
is
cut him.
Kemmler Loquin is a half elf. It's an Ivaran. So while he shares the surname of that ancient line of of elven families to which two of you at least can trace your own lineage, he is at most half that. I guess anyone's only ever at most half. Well, that's not true. Inbreedings. Anyway, he he is
Things are getting real blue around here.
half elf.
We were. You good?
No, please.
Well, we sought an audience with Manigaul himself, but we've sort of been drawn into the apprenticeship. I don't want to say competition, but really that's kind of what it is, isn't it?
Oh, yes, very much so. But I wouldn't consider any of you to be apprentices. No offense.
I mean,
None taken.
Some
I can't
taken.
cast any magic.
There is
That's-
something about you that I think you may well know. Fortune and destiny swirl about you like suds in a drain, drawn to you. You're pulling the threads of fate whether you know it or not. You're pulling a lot more than that along with you. I certainly wouldn't want you here for any extended period of time.
We were suggested to come to Manigaul because he's one of two individuals potentially on the world who would have any knowledge.
That we
What-
seek.
What we're involved with.
Indeed. And what is it that you're involved with?
We,
mm,
with all due respect, our business is our own, and we
Do you
dare
still
not
think
involve
so?
you in it. We dare not involve you in it, truly for your own safety.
How chivalrous. You want to meet Manigaul? You'll be waiting a while for that. Fine. He turns around, walks back to the back of the chamber here, pulls out a iron pencil. It's like a pencil but made of iron, and writes some indiscriminate symbols on the table itself, and then wipes them away. A few seconds pass, and the fossil hanging from the ceiling begins to be pulled up, retracted into the ceiling.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Well, that's a neat trick.
Pulls the ladder into place.
Yeah, those illithid tadpole jars on the left side? I'm joking.
He
I'd like to
climbs
gobble
onto
those
the
up so I can
table
get some powers, please.
and just starts like actually climbing up.
he doesn't waste no time. Going up behind him. Maybe? Can't go any further than that.
You should be able to.
Again, there's probably a ledge.
Ah, there's a ledge. Here we go. Boop, boop,
I did it. I made it.
boop, boop.
Just monk things.
I'm a bird.
Oh,
I got those hollow
flashing
bones.
lights.
Uh-oh. Johnny cannot trigger. I don't know why.
You just
Kajani,
forgot
stop
me of
moving.
everything today.
I didn't. It's not even specific to characters.
Cards don't work.
Boop.
The map doesn't work.
Okay.
he has no limbs.
Suspicions
no
abound.
You fall
Okay.
I presume there's not a skeleton.
No, I don't have a token for this, buddy. You'll see.
My token is gone, but I still.
Oh
just
no!
see the
Oh
previous
no!
Yeah, hold on. Activate.
Something. Combat encounter.
Oh,
You should all be up here. Johnny left the scene now.
Johnny, why you
I
leave?
have not had an opportunity. to
I have a
waste
question.
any
Yes.
Is that skeleton actually there?
That skeleton? Yes, sure.
On the
Yeah,
ground?
100%.
It is?
Yep. Kimmler's here. Who's not here?
Hey, Johnny.
Johnny.
I am I am underneath
Oh, there I am.
Himmler, I think. So it might seem like I'm not there, but I think that I'm. Oh, I'm somewhere because I'm on the map. I just don't know.
I think you own another character. Hold on.
Oh, then I might not be on.
One might say that shadow looks like it's in the shape of a creature.
Uh-huh.
After
Imagine
a
that.
significant walk down a long tunnel's features begin to look more. You can tell that you're heading deeper into the cliff face, deeper underground. The features begin to look
Saying
more
it's
and
starting
more.
to make a little bit of sense.
Uh, the features begin to look more man-made, and eventually you come out into this chamber. Ahead, there is some sort of skylight, a hole in the cave that allows the afternoon sunlight to pour down into this cave, which is feeding all of the moss and lichen which grows all about the area. At the far end of the chamber, upon this plinth, you can see, and I'm sorry, I don't have a picture for this because AI art is really bad at Nagaji, half snake people. There is an elderly man, but still looks to be vital. He doesn't look withered or waned. From the waist up, he appears to be human. Long, black flowing hair. From the waist down, he has a serpentine body which coils downward and about, upon which he is ultimately laying in a kind of coiled position on this plinth. Looking up at the cavern above, there is a stylized gargoyle-like statue in the shape of a dragon hanging above the opening. As Kemmler allows you to proceed ahead of him. You see this scene as he brings up the rear, kind of walking slowly. Well, go ahead. I won't stop you.
Stop us from what?
Meeting with Manigaul.
Well, this is what we came here for.
Alright.
I thought you said it would be a while. Why are we now here so quickly?
I believe it will become self-evident.
Okay, are you just going to like stand back here kind of creepily, or do we get some privacy maybe?
He's like in the center of in this, right?
He's, on the center of this table.
Oh,
back here.
never mind.
Do we get a response from him on what I just answered?
Kemmler chuckles. I'll stay right here.
Well, I'm not getting that close. You're brave. Wants to go like sniff his toes or something like.
He does.
Johnny
have
climbs on
toes.
his back.
Wants to sniff his scales. Okay,
Literally
cool.
doesn't have toes. Yeah.
Wants to sniff his.
You're
his
several hundred
person's
feet away,
knock.
Mason. Not several hundred. Let's see. You're 150, 190, almost several hundred feet. I'll move him back so that my first statement is accurate. You're over 200 feet away. If you speak at normal volume, you probably won't be heard from this distance. As you approach, you can see the serpentine figure. For a moment, you don't understand. Something is off about him. You can't put your finger on it. And then he takes a breath in for the first time since you've been watching him. A slow, rattling breath. And the thing that you have been kind of disconcerted by, you're finally able to recognize, is that he breathes very slowly, like once every 5 minutes.
Are his eyes open?
No.
Do you think maybe he is sleeping and it just takes a long time to wake him up?
I think that
What
no
is the
way for us to
ambient
get his
temperature?
attention.
In
What?
this
I'm
room?
sorry?
What is the ambient temperature in this room? Like particularly cold?
Well, it's exterior, right? There's a hole in the ceiling above, so it's coldish right now. It's September 26th, fantasy September. And it is now, I haven't been running the clock, but we'll add an hour or two. It's now almost 5 p.m. So, I don't know, we'll say, for the purposes of this, it's 45 degrees outside. It's not below freezing,
That's-
but it is not
that's hot.
comfortable. No,
Uh,
Fahrenheit. So,
Vestron says, "Good evening. Am I to assume that you are Manigaul?"
you don't appear to get any response at first.
Okay.
Kijani, make a light.
Kidani gets up, right up next to his face, and looks around like he's checking to make sure that Loquin can't see.
Mhm.
Be like, okay. And he'll make like a little medallion in his hand of light, and then like take it and like wave it in front of
As
the
you
eyes of.
summon the light, energy shines outward from you. You hear rattling and cracking. You hear a
And ringing.
ring. You hear rattling and cracking. The cave begins to shudder slightly underfoot. In 13 distinct locations around this cave, purplish gemstones, which have been locked in place by eons of calcifying stalagmite limestone, burst free in simultaneity and begin to vibrate and rotate, floating in space violently. So it's kind of all around the chamber in various not terribly regular locations. There are now spinning purple crystals.
Kidani just keeps the light and goes to like wave it in front of Manigaul's face.
Kimmler begins to walk forward. Whoops.
I like wave like ah.
Kimmler begins to walk forward. What are you doing?
You said you would stay back.
I did not.
We're not taking any hostile actions. Please don't kill us.
You can tell because of the music, where everything is
Shouldn't even
kosher.
be here.
Kijani, the creature called Manigaul opens its eyes.
Kidani's just full smile in front of. Hello.
He reaches out, tries to touch the light.
Kidani holds it where he can touch it.
He looks a little bit like he's got an expression of kind of a caged rat. He looks around. With incredible speed, his body begins to uncoil, like like a viper preparing to strike. Kimmler comes running forward. Wait! Don't! I need for everyone to roll initiative.
Oh shit.
I don't want to fight a man who's got a number that's twice mine, if not more.
Manigaul is not even showing his number.
Well, I'm just assuming that it's more than 46.
This is not necessarily a fight. This is initiative. It's an encounter for sure. There's time. It's important.
What the-
we are doing.
Oh my god.
Kimmler. I thought that was one of you. I was like, how? But it's not one of you.
No, we all rolled threes. You, Kai, and I rolled 3.
Yeah, I was more looking at the 37 that.
Yeah.
Kimmler
Good job,
rolled.
Tofros.
Natural 20.
This works out. This is appropriate. We'll go ahead and start. Let me find some music here, just to not give you guys any misgivings about this being somehow not as dangerous as it is.
I've already told it that everything was kosher because of the music. So if you change it, it kind of like.
Wait, oh shit.
It'd be cooler if you didn't.
Yeah, it harshes the vibes, man.
Yes.
Oh, that's what you're going for? Damn.
Oh, I need something. No, I need something a little bit more.
A little bit more. Yeah.
So,
All right. Sorry. What did I miss?
no worries.
Oh, we're all dead.
Great.
That's not true.
I'm gonna roll
We might
through
be though.
character.
As Kajani steps forward with his medallion of light, Manigaul actually awakens, begins to stare at it, begins to look at all of you. He has an expression on his face of like a caged rat, a surrounded feral dog. He quickly spirals backwards, coiling his body, moving with speed and agility that you would not have expected possible from the otherwise previously sedentary creature. And as he does so, Kemmler begins to dash forward. He calls out, "Wait, don't! Wait!" And it's rushing towards you, and then we roll initiative. It's not combat, it is just an encounter because the timing of things is important.
I see. Okay.
Not combat per se.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Very good. I'll wait my turn.
Okay. We start off with Kemmler. We'll rush forward. No, he won't rush forward. He will manifest his Eidolon. That might not mean anything to some of you. Don't worry.
We knew that, didn't we?
I mean, you told us last session that he was
Yeah,
a
okay.
summoner.
I got excited and then I realized that we knew that.
Not really what I want. Sorry. I guess that is what I want. That's really the best I can do. Okay. Yeah, it's just a crystal cube he summons, his Eidolon. A very familiar looking crystalline cube appears. He will have that move forward. And he will be done with his turn. He's going to stop back here. He'll call out, "Don't interact with him. It's incredibly dangerous. Take my word for it. Just back away." That brings us to Tovros.
Sir, I do apologize for the impulsive nature of the individual directly in front of you. We are only here to talk and to learn. We are not here to engage in combat. He will hold his hands up.
language are you speaking?
Well, I think I know a total of 3. Hold on. And so, I'm probably speaking common, which I think in this case is Taldane.
Okay. Everyone understands you except apparently Manigaul.
Okay. That's all I will do for my turn.
All right. Yep. And remember, this is not necessarily combat. It's just time-sensitive things are happening. So don't feel bad if you have nothing to do. Or just don't come up with something to do just for the fun of it, because you'll just slow down the encounter. But just role play. Hey, just play the game.
Do I see that? Do I notice that Manigaul doesn't understand common, or do I get that vibe?
You can make a perception check for me. Yes, you recognize that Manigaul does not appear to have responded to Tophoros. It could be either he's just ignoring Tophoros, or everyone. Maybe he's deaf. You don't know.
Mm-hmm. I will try calling out in the only other language that I know, which I think you said Elven was like ancient VOC at this point for this campaign.
No,
I want to try.
Elven. Those are separate. There is an Elven language.
There is an Elven language, yes.
There is also the language you're talking about, which is not Elven.
Okay, I might have just misremembered.
I think that, and I could be wrong, I think that only Vesrin has Ancient VOC proficiency. While all of you studied it in school, I think you can pick out words, but I don't know that anybody else has the language. But I'm not sure. If you think you would know Ancient
that
VOC
Fey?
instead of Elvish, no.
No. It is a separate language.
Yeah, I just thought I remembered that. That's okay. I'll just call out Elvish and say,
Okay.
the only language that I know, and try to communicate that we don't mean any harm.
Okay.
I think that's why I was able to read that book and find out that he was Nagaji. I don't think I speak it, but because I grew up with the elves.
Saradwin, make a diplomacy check for me, blind.
Oh, great. Okay. Blind GM roll.
Okay. He looks at you, kind of turns his head. He's kind of really darty, really keeping his whereabouts. He seems confused. Kijani, it's your turn.
Kijani will turn back towards Kimler and see the summon, and it looks like a
Identical.
Veo. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll look at it and look at Kimler and go, "What a poor excuse for the real thing. We said we were here for answers. You do not have answers." And he'll turn back to Manigaul and reach his hand out and use hard light again, but this time make a perfect replica of the split Veo that we
We
saw.
have a time limit on Hardly. There, friend.
It has a time limit, but I can cast it every round. Or I can do it every round.
Is that true? For 2, yes.
Until you
actions.
use hard light again. Or for 1 minute, whichever comes first.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So I will use it again and create the exact replica
Of the Veo?
of the dead Veo and go. Does the name Cataphias mean anything to you?
He looks back at you. His eyes fall on the Veo and he smirks. He looks at you. He's searching for something in your eyes he doesn't see. He hears the words that come out of your mouth. They pour over him. Blank stare, no recognition until you just get to the name Catafias. He reaches out and grabs the Veo, the Hardlight Veo corpse, and just crushes it in his hand, and your light kind of dissolves into glitter on the ground. Is that it for your turn?
Yes.
Kijani? Kai.
No,
No?
I'm not prepared for this. I'm just a bird.
I'm just a government
So
drone.
you admit it.
Yeah, I'm just a bird. Definitely not a government drone. Yeah, Kai's just gonna like step to the side a little bit and just like put his hands up and just kind of like look back at Kemmler and look at Kijani and just like, I'm not out here trying to fight because this guy would kill me, but I don't want to die. What the fuck is happening? And then just not do anything.
Okay. Brings us to Oleander. Anything?
Did I recognize that he may have he at least looked at Serdwin when he spoke. And
Looked at him, yes.
Yeah. That's also my only. I could try Dorivish, but I think that if he even acknowledged Elvish at all, while we might possess whatever this is, we don't seek to be weapons. We seek to know what it is. And I'll say, but I have my hand on my sword, but I don't have it drawn. But I'll step closer, because I don't like Kijani being that close. I'll get about there.
Okay.
But that's what I say, and that's all I do.
Vestron.
Unless I could have got a diplomacy check out of that.
Oh yeah, sure. Bounce the diplomacy, and then Vestron. Good to know. Okay.
Vesrin says, so I'm skilled in Ancient VOC.
I think you have proficiency in Ancient VOC, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. In Ancient VOC, Vesrin says, we were led to believe that you might be able to instruct us on the use of these powers that we've found ourselves in possession of. Does the name Ganyan mean anything to you?
He looks at you, and again you have the sensation that, as Kijani did, that he's trying to search for something in your eyes, in your face, and he's not seeing it. He's desperately hunting for some sort of familiarity.
Vesrin
The man
says,
has...
I am not a Hexalin.
The man has... okay, yeah, okay. He has recognizable symptoms of, like, dementia, madness. To those of you who have seen humans and other races reach that age where they would start to, their minds fall apart. And there's not a lot of lucidity at this exact moment. He's filled with a sort of glee, but also panic. He's holding the heart. Oh no, he cracked that. He's looking out at both of you. He will respond though in ancient Bayo. You hope, Vertex. Do you think you won't be a tool? You think you won't be a weapon? Naivete. I had that once when I was young. I was young once. When I was young. He looks back at Kijani. Yes, so young. Is that it for your turn?
Do I have an opportunity to respond?
Sure.
Fesserin says, "We don't even understand what these vertices mean. If you could shed some light on that for us, it would be most helpful."
Okay. As your turn ends, as he's looking back at you, his eyes darting back and forth between your eyes, looking for meaning, looking for understanding. He does reach out and grab Kijani. Kijani, you can make a dexterity saving throw, a reflex saving throw, if you'd like to avoid being grabbed.
No, Kijani will let it happen.
Okay. He grabs hold of you, kind of caresses the side of your face. So young. And now I need you to make a fortitude saving throw.
Is this a mental thing?
No.
Okay.
Fortitude save. Okay, that's a failure. You will take 19 points of void damage.
Holy
Your
shit.
Life force is absorbed into him.
And we took a total of 6 points before the whole party took 1 point each for each card we drew.
No, you didn't take
What?
any.
No,
Okay.
That was somebody.
a clever play on words.
Yeah, somebody confused you. Blame them.
John.
I'm confused.
Yes. So you would take, yes, the 19 points as he absorbs your life force.
Kijani kind of screams out, but he's trying not to increase the hostility. He's just kind of like letting whatever's happening happen.
All right. Loquin and the Eidolon will both move forward.
What's happening with the purple crystals? Anything extra?
They are spinning. No, nothing extra. As Loquin runs forward, his Eidolon soaring forward as well, tumbling through space like a rolling die. He calls out, "Vice, put him down!" Manigaul's eyes dart to Loquin, and you can see a sullen recognition. Like when your babysitter catches you doing something you're not supposed to. Or in the case of like a hospice scenario or a long-term elderly care, the orderlies have discovered that you're out of bed or whatever. That's kind of the impression that you get from Manigaul. And I'll make a save from here.
He called him Vice?
Yeah.
Like a vice grip?
Or vice president.
You don't know.
Like I'm in the hands of a vice grip, but I'm about to be torn up. Little plant.
I'm gonna make sure that you're not just roughaging somebody's steamed dumpling. All right, we're gonna get you out of there.
he drops you to the stairs. And begins to coil backwards, putting his back up against the wall. He's now staring at the crystalline eidolon as it hovers forward. At this point, we're going to go through another round. Don't feel compelled to do something if you don't have something. It's not... He seems to be pinned in place by the eidolon. Tofros.
This is not going as planned. Tofros is going to use his vertex.
Okay.
And give Kimbler an extra action on his next turn.
Okay. As you manipulate time, there's a ripple. It seems to slide across reality, and Kimbler is sped up. He looks down. He seems to recognize that something happened, perhaps not exactly. Serotonin.
Running up to Hyokajani because he is badly injured. I'm gonna use. Did I take this feat? I think I did. Yeah, I'm gonna use battle medicine.
Okay.
I think treat wounds, please.
There we go.
Wow.
Yes, success by 2. Kijani healed by 12.
You need to get out of here. Back away, please.
No.
Please.
No. It's Kijani's turn.
Yep.
Kijani will stand up. And he's just like pinned to the back wall.
Not physically, but yes, he seems to be pushing himself back up against the wall. Slithering, pushing his body. You ever seen a snake climb a tree that has no low limbs? Just like pushes itself against and starts to slowly just... And that's what he's now probably 10 feet off the ground with his serpentine body coming down to the plinth, the dais.
Kijani will turn around to Kimbler. His mind is broken. Why do you push a terrified creature? We need to speak with him.
Terrified, yes. Broken, absolutely. Deadly still. I didn't expect you would wake him up.
That is your fault.
You can speak with him. You just have to wait for him to be lucid. And I can't tell you when that will be. It's been 10 years since I spoke to him.
Kijani looks around at the purple things and will try to walk towards one.
Okay.
I don't know where they're at.
Yeah, they're all around.
Yeah. Okay. Just am I close enough from here? Am I close enough to get to one?
Sure. There's one right here.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20.
So maybe not actually.
10.
Yeah, okay. 15, 20 to climb up. 25. Yes, I think you can get exactly to it.
Okay. And he'll reach out and try and just touch it.
As you reach out and put your hands on either side of it, it's like it's responding to some sort of gravitational field, and instead of spinning and vibrating violently, it slows to a very sort of like jiggly,
Yeah.
like it's responding but not really spinning erratically anymore. And you're able to close your hands in around it and put your hands on it.
And that'll be, I guess,
Yeah, it's definitely your whole turn.
the end of my turn. Yeah.
Okay. Kai?
I'm gonna just step up next to Kijani and prepare to help him if he dies.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. Oleander?
Yeah, I will prepare to aid Kijani if he decides to try to escape. What are you? Like, I'm confused too. I get it, but I also don't. So I'm trying to get him out of there, but I also get that I'm offering that in case he does have to make an attempt to escape. I am prepared to do that, but that's it.
Okay. Brings us last to Vestrin.
Okay. So his mind is clearly on the fritz. What I had in mind was to try to use my vertex to fix that. But Touch of Obedience makes the target stupefied rather than anything else.
Yes.
But like my thought is that the idea is that it's influencing. the
You're
target's
effectively
mind,
telling me
so-
that you'd like to try and do something for story that seems like lore and story-wise should make perfect sense, but you don't have a mechanical outlet for it.
Yes.
I can't agree more. That is in line with what's kind of, even though you don't have a stat block that says what you can do with this. What I'm gonna have you do is roll a blind will check.
Blind
Should be on the left. Yeah.
Okay. If I click that button. Okay. I want to use another hero point for this.
Okay.
So I just click the keep higher
Yes.
on that thing. Okay,
Mhm.
blind GM, everything else is good. Okay. Also, I am putting myself in danger because I think I actually have to touch him for this to work.
Okay, so you're gonna
Can't do
approach.
it from distance. Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't know where he actually is, but I'm
Yeah.
basically
He's at the
going to
back of
get
the
up on the
chamber
plane.
here. Okay.
Oh wait, is Kijani not? Did I not realize that Kijani wasn't there anymore?
Johnny left. Yeah.
Yeah, I backed out then. I misunderstood what happened.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself.
I asked him to leave, and he said no, and then he left.
Yeah. Yeah, so I remember that part. And I missed the he left part.
I'm not really leaving. I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
You left though. You backed up.
Yes,
So the
as
veteran
you
could go up instead of me.
as you come forward and lay your hands upon him, he almost doesn't even look down at you at first. The only parts of him you can reach are like his tail. He's like pushed himself up into the wall. He's hissing violently, staring with dread at the crystalline Bayosi figure that's standing here. As you reach out and lay a hand on him, a calmness overcomes him. He looks down at you, and now his eyes lock with yours, and it seems like he's looking for something, but he does recognize it. He finds it there. He didn't before. He looks at you and says, "Oh, Poor my dear. Beautiful as ever.
I'm in danger.
And he coils down into place. I thought I would never see you again. He lies down and falls asleep.
Vesperin takes her hand off of Manigaul and comes storming across straight to Kimmler and says, "What the actual fuck was that?
Okay, great
That
question.
could
I
have been
thought this would
avoided
be
if
hilarious.
you gave us information."
Excuse
Instead,
me?
everybody here wants to
Could have
fuck
very
around
well
and not
been-
tell us anything about what's going on.
I
You lead us
asked
to
you what was
dangerous
going
situations.
on, and you didn't tell me anything. You wanted to speak to Manigaul, so I brought you to Manigaul. If you had told me that you were holders of vertices, which I thought I would never see in my life because they're supposed to be hidden somewhere beyond everyone's reach, and for damned good reason, I might have been able to provide you the information that you needed, but you didn't ask. You wanted to speak to Manigaul? Good luck. He holds the life vertex. He is immortal. But his mind is not. He is ancient, and he is broken. He's still quite terrifying.
That's why it wouldn't fucking come when we called it.
You want answers?
Yes.
I'm happy to
That's
give
why we're
them, but
here.
can we please leave this chamber now that I know that you can actually fucking talk to the man?
Yeah.
Lead on.
He dismisses his VOZ emblem and storms back across the room. We'll go ahead and end the encounter. Everyone, I'll auto-assign experience points.
Hey guys, we didn't die.
Kijani, still holding the crystal, tries to activate hard light through the crystal.
Oh, now we're experimenting, huh? You can activate hard light. Nothing in particular happens holding the Veo crystal.
Damn.
Johnny is literally out here experimenting with things that would probably kill us. If something were to happen, it would literally explode and kill us.
Yes.
That's magic, motherfucker.
I want that on a t-shirt.
Still waiting on. Who are we
Kijani.
waiting on?
I can't interact. I walked down and there's no. Sydney has forgotten to completely include my character in any of this.
No, I don't know why your character does not trigger any of the things. I just
Sid,
don't know.
15 minutes before. I've got all 5 of my characters ready to pass through this wall.
No, I actively programmed this so it doesn't work for me.
Intentionally.
I did
Kimmler-
pocket. I did pocket that.
Yeah, okay. Kimmler walks in and falls into his chair. All of you hold vertices. Is that true?
Sarah nods.
Yeah. I pull
Yeah.
my card out.
All of us
Yeah.
+1.
Yeah, you could try to move me, but you won't be able to. I suppose. I'm also very light.
Okay. Dropping all of the fanciful language. No wonder you bend fate around you. You're holding the keys to reality.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we've
Okay.
had a little bit more time
Yeah.
to kind of rationalize it.
We
Okay.
we're
Okay,
here.
you're right.
We've come here seeking assistance and learning to understand
You
what it is that was done to us.
calmed him down. How did you do that?
I hold the mind vertex.
Certainly the piece he's fucking missing, isn't it? Of his goddamn rocker.
I didn't know it would work. Honestly, it was a gamble.
Well,
Also-
normally you have to frighten him and subdue him and then beat the shit out of him. But you can't kill him. So that's nice. But
Sounds like the voices one is tried.
no. He's a highly respected, incredibly powerful magical user who has taught me everything I know.
Richard raises his eyebrows and cuts his head.
When I found him, he wasn't like this. He wasn't always like this. The spats of insanity were more like interruptions, whereas now clarity and lucid thought is kind of the welcome reprieve from the norm.
And those happen once a decade.
I don't even go in to wake him anymore. Usually when he's lucid, he comes out. He'll find me. It's... How long have you had the vertices?
10 years.
10 years.
Well, that's when things all start to go downhill here.
Sorry, what's happened here?
I mean with Manigaul.
He became
Less stable.
less stable 10 years ago.
He had always been a bit of a crack. I mean, don't get me wrong. But a brilliant man.
There may have been another point. We claimed ours at that point, but there was another, I think, 3 or so. I could be wrong on the date there. A few years later, another was taken.
We can account for 6 plus 1 more.
Of the 9.
Well, now 8. Manigaul has one.
Now 8.
Where's the 9th?
Well, we told you we can't account for it. We don't know.
Above the table, there would be one left there in our head.
Yes,
Or
above
do we not know?
table-
Okay.
Above table, none of you claimed
Yeah.
the
I was
matter.
making sure. I was just making sure that there was like a.
The
I know there
vertex
were
of
some that
mass.
weren't available. Yeah.
I'm
Wait,
also just telling him that we don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Didn't
it could be.
Ganyan Which one
No,
did
Ganyan
Ganyan
took the
have?
electromagnetism
Mhm.
one from
Okay.
Cataphias
From Cataphias.
and was taught by the previous user. That's why he's so good at using it.
So mass
Matter.
is the
Matter.
last one.
Yes.
Matter. And we don't know where that is. Or it's still there.
It would theoretically still be in the corpse. But we don't know.
What? I don't even know where to begin. 10 years ago, not 1, but 6 of the reality-bending vertices became claimed. It had theorized that they had been scattered across the globe to keep them safe, hidden. It seems like you all
That-
found them.
Well, no.
We
they
got
were all-
teleported to a secret chamber underneath the eye. We were in the shop of a Nagaji actually when it happened.
So that's supposed to mean you think we all know each other? I'm just kidding.
You're
You're
not
not
Nagaji.
Not a Gaji. I forgot.
We
which
are
character.
from Astroport.
That's we're getting a little bit closer. Gotta be careful.
In Astroport.
They are called.
Of course they would still be there, Rob.
Oh, not anymore.
Well, yeah, let's just fuck it up, actually.
The
They were all
Shapers.
held by one. These ones that we found.
You found another owner
But-
of the Vertex.
No, sorry, we took them from. I don't really understand what happened, and I've tried to block it out honestly for the past 10 years.
We have seen your summon, but the real thing.
Well, a corpse.
You've seen a Veo?
Yes. Well, a corpse.
And that's where the vertices were. They must return when they're not being held. That makes sense. How could I not put that together? So, you found the only Veo that remains on our, presumably, plane of existence. The corpse of one. And through it accessed the vertices of creation.
It more like molested my brain, and then I could do light stuff.
They were sort of thrust upon us. Yes, that's
Everything that has been said has been true.
an uncouth way of putting it. Kijani?
I don't understand why.
I
they
use
take it
his
to
real
Astropor.
name. I'm sorry. I
Kiki,
use his
sure.
fake name.
I don't understand
also-
why they'd be taken to Astropor. The Sphinxes keep careful control over everything there. Well, you're from Astropor then? Or you were on a
We
quest for the vertices?
No,
No,
we were led
we-
to believe that the Sphinxes did not know that the
We were children.
corpse was there.
Yeah. Do you recognize how young we all are? 10 years ago would put us not old enough to be on a quest to search these out.
Sorry, I'm actually quite bad at guessing age. I'm...
I'm
We're
22.
we were children.
I see.
I was 10.
In the Justice of Astropor, hidden away from millennia, corpse of the Veo holding the vertices right where they originally were. Must have snapped back in place when the previous owners were killed. Not except for Manigaul, who can't be killed. And the other one.
Yes, the other one.
Kathmandu.
Cat of Fires.
That's what I said.
Who knows where he is?
Who knows where he is? Indeed.
He...
Isn't he dead? Sorry. Above table, isn't he dead?
No, he's the one that taught Ganyan how to use the electromagnetic.
He's the monkey folk that was under in the cave.
He's the
Yeah, but-
Venora that woke up.
The Ganyan has.
We never were told that if you lose it, you die.
Cat of Fires
Oh.
is only still alive because he tricked Manigaul into giving him immortality.
Is that
How did-
something that he can do? With
How does
the
one
light?
Yeah,
transfer
apparently it was-
immortality?
He has the vertex of life. He could give anyone.
So he can
give
just
us all
give it
immortality. Sure.
Oh. Well, I
I'm
suppose I have a lot to learn.
I'm 503.
Okay.
No,
When
I'm
did
an
you?
elf from I'm an elf from Astropor, so I don't know too much about it, but I don't think that half elves typically.
Oh God, no.
Right.
No. Half elves might
Okay.
live to be
But he-
150 in normal circumstances.
So he's given you immortality.
Not quite immortality. I'm still aging, just slowly. He didn't trust me that much. Yeah, I'd never really trusted anyone again. Also, he seems to think that immortality is a terrible curse. He doesn't really do that anymore.
Well,
Well,
I mean, if
can't
you end up
imagine
like
why
that-
he would think that.
Quite.
When did you find Manigaul?
Well, it wouldn't have been too much before that. Maybe 550. No, sorry. Seems to my math.
He's 503.
I was in my 50s. 450
So
years
almost,
ago.
almost 5.
So how he said he was how old? 500 and what?
3.
3.
3. Okay, I thought so. Okay.
Oh.
Kyle is 62. He's like a fucking child. I don't know why he chooses to do that. He could look like anything he wants. Downright disturbing. I hate children.
You say he's in his 60s?
I'm pretty sure he's in his 60s.
What do you mean he can look like whatever he wants? That's the polite way to say that, I think. I'm curious.
Oh, he's a changeling.
That's what I thought you meant, but I want. Yeah.
I see. And Aoife.
Aoife is our latest addition. She's the one who's not really in on the joke. She learns from Kyle and I. A very good student. We just keep having to make excuses for why she hasn't met Manigaul yet. Although she actually did meet him once. A very short, brief period of time. I think it went quite well.
Well, she isn't dead, so...
Right. That's what I said.
Is this one of the times that you had to beat the crap out of him?
Yes, but not that same day. Fortunately, there was a 3 or 4 days period where he was right back to his old self. He even apologized for some of the heinous things he called me. He likes to jeer at me when he hears me open the gate.
I wish he'd been awake.
So, okay. We were told to come and seek Manigaul for the sake of learning how to not die as we try and figure out what the fuck has happened to us as people.
We are being hunted.
You're right. That part.
That makes sense. I mean, I can't say I wasn't tempted myself temporarily. Vertex. Madness. Complete control. After some practice and mastery, theoretically, over reality. Although no one's ever been able to hold more than 3 at a time.
Hold 3?
Don't get your hopes up. From what I understand,
I
it's
don't.
incredibly difficult to hold more than 1. But
I barely understand the one I have.
it's possible to hold more than 1. Up to 3. There's no theoretical limit, but there's a very practical limit. It takes a toll. You want to get better at using your vertices.
Well,
Or
that
at least
was our goal.
understand what is happening. We do not know the histories of
I'm
the world
pretty
as
impressed with what
most
you've done
people
with Manigaul. Maybe there's a chance we can reach out to him. Now that I'm a little bit more prepared for what you might actually do.
You have to understand, we're being hunted. We didn't know if we could trust you. We still don't know if we can trust you.
Fair.
The cat's out of the bag. You know this about us now, so...
Yes. I recommend against trusting people, generally speaking. But your
This
choices
is
are
not the
limited,
first time
and realistically, what am I going to do?
Well, kill us and take our vertices. That's actually what...
You assumed that I could.
And I think that based on what he's just said, he believes that if he were to kill us, they'd go back to where we got them from. So
Yeah, but now he
Well,
knows where they're from.
Well, we
he-
didn't tell him the location. We said
I
it's
did.
in Astropol.
No, I gave him
Beneath
pretty
the
much.
eye.
No,
But getting there is still
Ollie,
also
Ollie definitely completely taught him exactly where they were.
100%. But he's able to find it. He could figure
I
it
thought
out.
you said
Probably,
you know as
but-
Ondas.
Yeah,
Who?
I'm also fine with this too.
Anders, yes, exactly what I said.
Okay.
You
Hidden
called
identities is
Manigaul
probably a
Vice.
smart idea. Vice, that's his first name. Vice Manigaul.
Listen,
W-E-I-S-S.
Ollie is his middle name. Ollie is his middle name. His name is Anders Oliphant Sanders.
Sanders.
Anders Sanders.
Good one, Toff.
Okay. If we can reach out to Vice, get him in a good mood, maybe use your mind vertex to calm him down, perhaps he can help you. But I think we've had enough excitement for one day. Can I offer you lodgings for the night?
No, King. Yes, you may.
Sure. That would be wonderful, thank you.
I would be.
Despite appearances, there aren't actually any servants here at the house. We hire an administrator, Elena. She's quite good, but don't treat her like a servant. You ask for something politely, or ask where something is, she'll tell you how to get it yourself. Free reign of the house. The most secretive place that you absolutely can never go and must never tell anyone about, I've already showed you. It's where Manigaul is. So, literally got nothing to hide. Feel free to roam. Some guest rooms on the second floor of the main building. Should be in good repair. There's a constant prestidigious enchantment over the mansion. Everything stays pretty clean.
Have you got any books about the history of the world, the veil, their powers, understandings of the vertices?
The Veo wiped everything about themselves and everything that had come before them when they left. When Manigaul, Cataphius, and their 5 companions killed the first Veo. That spooked them. The rest of them did not respond well.
There were only 7?
At first. And the other 5, I don't even know their names for sure. They died sometime after becoming vertex holders, passed them on to their children, friends, family, people who they thought were worthy. There was a long chain. Only Cataphius and Manigaul still exist, and that's because Manigaul. Obstinate bastard. Then, of course, those who gathered and became known as the Shapers left Old Veo for Astropor, coming to find or believe that they took the Veo corpse with them. Which is a damn cheeky move. I'm sure the Sphinxes were not too happy about that. Maybe they didn't know. You said they didn't know.
We
They
are
couldn't
not even
see-
sure if they're the same sphinxes.
The ones that... It's hard to explain because I don't really understand it, but... They couldn't tell there was anything different about us, while the Hexalin... That they could. That was the issue. The... Not governing body, but the like the ones that use the
There are-
magic in Astropor.
There are individuals who are born seemingly at random with hexagons in their eyes, and they can use magic,
It is a
whereas
blood
nobody
curse
else can.
put on them by the Shapers.
Huh.
Is
Huh.
In fact, I've just had. Do you think that the Hexalin are not offspring, but descendants of?
Maybe not, but they
Those
may have
5?
been intended to be the inheritors of the vertexes.
I think it
Vertices.
is random, but okay, sorry, above table. Didn't Cataphius... He explained to us what the blood curse was. He told us.
Did Cataphius do that, or did someone else do
Yes,
that?
when-
Okay.
Because he went over, he was like, they call us weepers, but we are shapers. And then he went through the whole, there's a blood curse, and it's random because there have been Leshy, Hexalin.
Sure.
It's just like,
But
You're
they,
torn.
it's random, but the Shapers created the blood curse.
yes.
Yeah.
And he did say that it was for them to take the vertices
Hmm.
and then topple the Sphinx's rule.
So to answer your question, no, I don't have any texts or books on ancient Veo. If I did, I'd be a very rich man. As it would be the only one. Unless you want to start writing one yourself. I do have this. And he manifests his eidolon. This is what brought me to Manigaul in the first place. I've always had this. Reached out to me. In my dreams as a child, he would appear, it would appear. It certainly caught Manigaul's attention. He invited me to study here. That's when I began to find out more about it. It has a strange whispering way about it, doesn't it? It won't reveal its secrets. A lot of excitement for one night. Tomorrow, I'll call off this nonsense with the apprentice search. They can all go home. This is much more important. Yeah. Didn't really want an apprentice anyway.
So all of those people are just going to be turned away?
Well, yes, most of them were. All but one of them are going to be turned away anyway. I'm really only inconveniencing one extra person. And I don't even know who that is.
We have a name for your champion. And by that I mean we have a friend that we made. Can he please stay with you?
His name is,
Mally.
His name is Mally.
Oh,
This
He
is
is
a
out
highly
there.
That one.
prestigious. I don't know, post. Look, I didn't really want an apprentice. It just. Kyle encouraged me to take on another apprentice so that
The
he could
tingling
focus.
sensation in your brain to study all the vertices and the bending powers of reality at your fingertips. All you have to do is let one little man named Mally come look at your books and call you great names. Maybe animate a broom or two.
Make a diplomacy check.
Sorcerer's apprentice.
Yeah.
Please use a hero point.
Literally,
I will use a hero point.
Mally will be Mickey Mouse in this story.
I will use a hero point.
Bum, bum,
I'll give you guidance. Hold on, don't roll.
Is that a D4?
It's a plus
Yeah,
one.
It's just a plus
sure.
one.
Okay.
Every plus one matters.
Yes. Oh boy, keep higher.
Blind.
I'm so scared.
What? No, I'm not going to just select someone based on your recommendation. Good traveling companions don't necessarily make good apprentices. I'm sure he's a very stand-up guy. He'll have his chance when I actually resume all this nonsense. I just need to put it away for now. This is much more important. Your lives are
Okay.
at stake.
But maybe just like remember his name then.
Write it down for me.
Okay, thank you.
Sarajim writes it down, takes his quill off his desk, and writes it down on a piece of paper that he sees.
He gestures it. It's pretty easy. Well, gentlemen, lady, tomorrow, attempt to find the sanity of an ancient, decrepit, grumpy old man who's also half snake, and also the only person I know that can cast 10th level spells.
Vestrin
What?
says. I mean,
believe-
he is ancient. Kiki.
Yeah, but 10th level, I did not know they went that high.
I believe they're called ranks, actually.
10th rank spells. Yes, sorry.
That was
New
Oleander
government
getting-
edict.
No,
It-
that was
it's
that was
kinda new.
Oleander getting to be smart at this point. Don't.
I don't mean to presume, but this is an institution for magical learning. I'm just curious if you had any spells that you might be willing to teach me. I am magically inclined.
Sarajim rolls his eyes.
I don't think I have any spells that you could currently use.
Oh, that's true.
Above table, summoners have bounded spellcasting, so as they level up, their spells, they lose lower level spell slots.
But they do all of their first level spells become signature spells, so he could
Yeah,
theoretically teach
They're in
the spell
the
itself.
repertoire, yeah. Hmm, technically.
It's just great having someone
well-
else who's a wizard asking for spells, so that I don't feel bad doing it when I'm playing this.
In every
That's
other
all.
campaign that we play.
It just feels great. I feel so happy. I'm like,
Well,
Cameron, you ask every day, every new, every
You can still feel bad if the DM asks you not to ask about it every single day.
but it is so amusing.
I mean, okay, but thematically, it makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
Yeah,
for
no,
me
no,
to
no,
use
yeah,
absolutely.
I'm not.
it.
Sorry, I'm talking to Jerry specifically.
Mhm.
I was not talking to Cameron.
I get the impression you don't really cast spells in the way that I do.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying it's out of the question. You might have better luck with Aoife. She is a wizard. I assume that you are as well. By the way, you carry yourselves in your spell book. Summoners just don't learn that way. He looks around at the rest of the group. One wizard, just one. Oh, you're from Astropol. A wizard from Astropol. How did you do that?
Well,
Well, I guess you left, right?
yes, I did, and then hard work in Fairnaya.
Vidra, sorry. But you meant both?
No, I meant Vidra, sorry. I
Okay.
meant he would obviously know about the school in Vidra, sorry. So
Yes, the city. Yeah, okay. Oh, studied in Vidra, sorry. Not a lot of not a good reputation from the capital of Vidra, sorry. They're seen as a bit of a black sheep.
yes, well, wherever the bread comes from.
Well, I'm still impressed. You grew up without magic at all.
I mean, at
That's
least
correct.
3 of us can cast spells.
I
That's
can
true.
cast these hands.
How long ago did you leave Astropol?
10 years.
10 years ago.
As soon as
We
you
left
found
immediately
Vertex.
after.
I guess we have our scholastic sigils showing, right?
Not all of us are, but made it very clear beginning of the session that I don't have it up.
Well, sorry, I'm looking for a way to wrap this up. I don't think we can really get into what happens next without going over on time. So this feels like a good place to call it an evening. Loquin will, of course, again invite you to make yourselves at home in the mansion, and then will excuse himself. He steps back in a couple of seconds later and asks you not to touch anything in this room. So, wait, but please don't
Yeah,
fiddle
he
with any of
definitely
these
is
things.
like Oleander and Kijani both like about to do something. Like, oh, okay.
Just I do mean make yourself at home, like in the rest of the home.
Specifically, the two of us holding 2 gemstones, about to crack open like one of these tanks with the dragons in it.
Don't
Right.
do that.
Okay.
And then he closes the door and leaves.
The lock's right there.
Yeah, but if we break the glass, then we can see it like explode everywhere. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Thesrin walks out of the office and
Sure.
back into the main.
You first enter into the ballroom, and then off of the ballroom, you find kind of have to wander around a little bit, but you do find a stairwell to the second floor. The landing from here has a long velvet-lined, red velvet carpet hallway, and there are bedrooms off the hallway at periodic increments. All of you manage to find a place to rest for the night. I'm not trying to bait you into a trap. If you'd like to still take watches, that's fine, up to you. But we are going to go ahead and have this overnight, this long rest. So you tell me if you're gonna all be near one another. There's a lot of space in the mansion. You could be far apart. You could be all close together. Um, there are plenty of empty bedrooms. The mansion is mostly abandoned.
Is there
Uh,
a garden?
Yeah,
Like a green room?
sure.
Johnny will
Pull up the
spend
map.
it.
Yeah, there's probably a courtyard like right in the middle. It's got some topiary and greenery all about. Everyone else? Thoughts?
I will probably at some point get up very early in the next morning and just kind of patrol the halls.
All right. It's a
Faster-
bit like
faster.
being. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
I was gonna say it's a bit like being in Hogwarts over winter break when everyone goes home to see their families, and it's just like everything's clean. It doesn't have that sort of derelict feeling, but it's very empty. So you kind of can just wander
Fastern finds a room with a 4-post bed.
for sure.
Johnny does something a little strange. I
I
know,
believe you.
weird. He walks into the courtyard and finds a nice patch of soil and casts Protector Tree
Okay.
and will make an aspen appear, the type that his father is,
Mm-hmm.
the white aspen. If the tree is still standing at the end of the spell and has not gotten to 0 hit points, it remains an ordinary non-magical tree and continues to grow and thrive.
Okay.
Kijani will sleep up against the aspen and stay there overnight.
Okay.
Do his ritual of talking. But this time to the light that represents his mother and the aspen that represents his father.
And Serdwin smolders, I see.
Oh, yeah, that. Just felt the urge to smolder.
Sure. As one often does. All right. In that case, gentlemen, we'll go ahead and wrap up for the night. We'll go ahead and close the recording, close the stream. Bye, Twitch.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye, Mom.
See you next week.